Croton? Cool, a couple people right on. So, little diagram shows it, but like, Milo was a wrestler back in Greece 2,500 years ago or so, and the story goes that in order to get better at wrestling, he started carrying a calf across his back, and he'd walk across a field, and he would do it every day, and so the calf would get a little bit larger every day and grow a little bigger, but it wasn't really noticeable. So as he went, he would get a little bit stronger as the calf, like proportional to how the calf got bigger. So as it got bigger and bigger, eventually he got to a point where he was carrying a full-grown bull. Got really big and strong, and was supposed to be like unbeatable at wrestling. So whether or not that like actually happened, the purpose of that is to illustrate the idea of like progressive overload. So if you do a little bit more each time so that your body can kind of consistently adapt, you end up at a point at the end where you can like carry a full-grown bull. But if you start at the beginning, you throw the bull on your back, you're just going to get squished. So going forward, like training-wise, all we're looking to do is that like gradually training should be getting harder, right? Like the only way to get better is to do like more work. Your body is pretty good at like keeping homeostasis, keeping where it's at. So if you don't push the boundaries of what you can do a little bit, you're never going to make progress. And so like the way that most people think about that is adding more weight to the bar. Like most beginner programs are based around that, like a linear counter progression where like, you know, we're doing 5 sets of 5, and I had 5 pounds each time I do it. You know, that's, most people are kind of familiar with that, right? So that's like the first way and kind of the most basic. So I take whatever my rep scheme is, and I just add a little bit more weight. Do 225 for 5, and the next time I do 235 for 5, like cool, progressive overload, I've gotten harder, right? But there's other ways to do it as well. So you can like increase reps using the same weight. So like, you know, 225 for 5, 225 for 8. You know, you've done more reps the same weight, same idea. You've got some type of progressive difficulty. You can increase density, which is the idea of like doing work in less time. So the picture in the back is a guy named Sam Bird, who's a multiple-time world record holder in the squat. I got to see him squat at 782 a couple years ago. It was pretty cool at 220. But a lot of his training is based around this idea of density. So he's, I don't know, I'm not saying it's necessarily the best training program, but he's pretty famous for using like a fairly lightweight, like middle 400 pounds, and he does like 5 sets of 5 in 25 minutes. And what he'll do over time is like cut that down to like 20 minutes and like 18 minutes. And eventually he'll do the 5 sets of 5 in 15 minutes. So he increases his density, does the same amount of work in less time, and then only then will he like increase weight. And I think he recently broke the record in knee wraps at 220. He did 915. So he's a pretty good squatter. Other ways, increase frequency, so you train more often during a week, or then increase movement difficulty. So, you know, if we go from like if you have like a competition low bar squat and you go to like a high bar squat or a front squat and do the same amount of work, then again, that's another way of like adding overload.